Hey, everybody, welcome to Game S Mornings with me, Mike Minotti, filling in for Jeff Grubb, your host from GiantBomb.com. Thank you for tuning in. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Asha Sharma's new job. Don't worry, she's keeping the old one, and more Xbox Fallout. Gonna be a good one because we have Jason Fanelli on the show. Jason, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Should be a nice, calm affair this morning where nothing will sound incredulous or stupid to either of us. But no, in all seriousness, I'm okay. I have been managing the week from hell just like everybody else. Thank God for Games Done Quick. Talk about perfectly timed to be able to just kick back and watch those folks do their thing. Shout out to Mike Toundrow. I don't know if you know who he is, formerly from 6-1 Indie, now the creative director at Games Done Quick, doing us all a favor by giving us stuff to watch in the midst of all this madness. Just a Tomodachi life helps too. Still plugging through that. My younger daughter, I think, has, no joke, 150, 200 hours. She just can't stop.
Oh, wow.
She loves that game so much. That's been a big hit here in the house as well. But yeah, doing all right, Mr. Minotti. Very, very nice to see you in the chair for the first time on this show with me. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I also had some Games Done Quick relief thanks to, well, that Metroid Dread run was great, but also they read my donation during it.
I love when they do that.
I know, it's funny. It's like, it's not like I don't get enough of like people looking at me or having to hear my name on the internet, but even then I'm like, I'm doing the Leo pointing at the camera thing. I get all excited. So that made me pop. Yeah, it was a great run. The Elden Ring, they did a weird Elden Ring 4-player co-op run where they were just all of them combined were killing every single boss in the game. So that was
and they had a, if you haven't seen it yet, they had a death link. So if one of them died, all of them died. So if one person took a risk, it could affect the entire run. It was crazy.
It was a really, really, really neat run. I love Jeff Grubb. Great guy. We're gonna be happy when he's here again next week. I want to vent about one thing with him. And I don't know if some of you know this about him. His organizational skills may not be the best. Do you want to know the names for the different run of show documents he has each week? For Monday, it's called Monday Morning's Mess Run of Show. Okay, so we have a format there, right? No. The Wednesday document is simply titled Wednesday. Thursday document is now Thursday GMM. And then Fridays is Friday GMM Run of Show. None of them are even remotely the same. It's like he went out of his way to make each of them different. You know how hard it is to find these things?
Yeah. If I hadn't been doing this show now for almost actually, it's just about 2 years off and on. I remember that infuriating me when I first started. I just started searching by the day of the week that it is. What day of the week is it? Okay, that's what I'm looking for. The rest of it will fill itself out.
I'm glad it's not just me. Part of me wants to just change the titles here into something organized.
He won't be able to find it.
Oh yeah, it'll mess him up. It'll mess them up so bad. I might run a poll at the end of the show today, even though I know I'm not supposed to. It's Friday. I might do it anyways. I don't give a shit. What's he gonna do about it? Okay, before we get into things, that includes breaking news and maybe even some of our own original reporting. For all these topics, I'll get input from a bona fide expert who will make me look smart. If you are watching live on Twitch, welcome. You can always listen to the show later on podcast feeds by searching for Game S Mornings, or find the RSS feed on GiantBomb.com. You can also catch the show later with chapters and timestamps on YouTube. Hello, BlueTube. All right, we got a lot to get into, so let's start the show with Xbox CEO Asha Sharma named as advisor to the U.S. Federal Reserve on jobs and productivity. This is by Andy Robinson at VGC. The Federal Reserve is the central banking system of the United States. On Thursday, it announced the leadership and objectives of its 5 task forces established to advance the conduct of monetary policy. Notably, Sharma was named one of 3 advisors on the Productivity and Jobs Task Force, which the Federal Reserve says will be assessing, among other things, the impact of AI. According to a news release, the task force will look at the economic impact of new general-purpose technologies, including artificial intelligence, to inform the Federal Reserve's policy judgments. It's unclear how the appointments were made. Sharma is the only active CEO named on the 5 task forces. However, the former CEO of Walmart, Doug McMillon, will advise on data. And I don't think they mean the Star Trek character. Jason, doesn't Asha Sharma already have a pretty important job that should be keeping her busy? Does she have more people to fire or something?
Yeah, she seems like she's got a full plate. I hope she can manage it all and she doesn't have some co-pilot doing a lot of her work for her.
Oh.
Um,
Co-pilot, will AI impact the economy?
Not if anybody use it. Have you seen those usage percentages that came out this week? Like 3.5%, 4% of people are actually using the damn thing.
Good. Oh, good.
Let's keep those numbers down, folks. Yeah, this is a fox in the hen house situation, isn't it? Like, hey,
Yes.
tell us what you think. Tell us what you think of AI. I like it because I make it. Oh, great. Everybody should use it. What the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing here? It's a Friday. I'm supposed to bring the thing, bring people up. I can't. I mean, granted, Lyndon McMahon being on the board at all for education, the Foxes have ruled the hen house for a very long time now. Let's be real. But this is just, and I mean, the timing of it too, right? It's the end of the same week where 3,200 jobs were culled.
Only half of those have been culled so far. We get to wait for the other half. It's like a fun surprise.
That's true, and it'll happen whenever. It could be. It could be tomorrow. Jesus Christ! What can you say? What can you say other than just shake your head vigorously and wonder where the relief is going to come in?
Right. I mean, because before this Xbox assignment, she worked on the AI stuff at Microsoft, and her company is entirely dependent on the success of AI. So to think that she can be honest and impartial in an advisory role like this is just absolutely bananas. I have no idea what they're thinking.
No.
All right. Ubisoft responds to Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced Microtransactions Backlash as $60 games arrive with $85 worth of DLC. This is by Tom Phillips at IGN. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced has faced a stormy start on Steam, cute, where the $60 game's collection of optional extras totals $85. Despite positive reviews from critics, fans left scathing feedback on the game's Steam store page regarding the array of $10 cosmetic packs available on day one, in addition to a $5 map pack add-on. And now this is a quote from a Ubisoft community spokesperson on Steam. "We've seen your feedback since launch, and we're reading all of it. Thank you for caring this much about Black Flag Resynced." Something about that always cracks me up, Jason. Whenever people are furious, like fuck off, we hate you, shut up, and they have to send some poor community manager out to be like, "Thank you for caring." It's just
we love that you love our games. Please stop yelling at us.
Right. They have to send one guy out there, this kind of weird, I don't know, scapegoat, humility, sacrificial lamb practice to be like, "We love your passion. We know your passion is anger, and if you could, violence, but it's great. Thank you." The quote continues. "We want to be clear on one point. The standard edition is the full, complete experience. Every mission, every island, the full story, the complete world are all there with nothing held back. The additional packs are entirely optional extras for players who want them. Never a requirement to enjoy or complete the game. We'll keep listening as you play." I mean, I think everyone understood that part, Jason. It just is still kind of pretty shitty, right?
Yes, of course, especially, again, in a time where Ubisoft is no stranger to the layoffs. In fact, wasn't there a story that now that the game is out, people are already worried, or they already have laid off a handful of employees from one of their studios?
Covered that yesterday. There's been some layoffs already, even though you would imagine that this team could just start working on a myriad of other Assassin's Creed remakes.
Sure, right. So I get, and the anger is fully justified, don't get me wrong. I understand where they're coming from that it's a optional thing and you don't have to do it, but it's a shit look. It is not a good look to be putting out as a group of content that costs more than the actual game itself. And then it says a map expansion is one of them for $5, a map pack add-on. What does that mean? How can it be the complete world if there's a map pack add-on? Is it the look of the map?
I don't know. My assumption is that it just pinpoints everything on the map right away.
Oh, like an accelerator.
I don't know. I guess I also don't know what the hell they mean by a map pack.
Yeah, like is it Call of Duty? Are we going to be able to play Emerald Kenway on high rise? Like what are we doing here?
All right, looks like my hunch was correct. Chat saying it just is a cheat that reveals all collectibles. Which when you're playing one of these games, these map games that Ubisoft makes, that's the game, is going around and trying to find collectibles. And
finding things. Not to mention, if you buy that $5 map pack add-on, the next time you open up the map, you're going to be so overwhelmed with the amount of icons that are now on your screen.
I know,
you may just have paralysis of indecision, put the game down and say, peace out, I can't do this anymore. Yeah, as somebody puts in chat, that's a downgrade. You're paying $5 to lessen the experience, because the whole point of exploring as a pirate in the pirate ship is to explore, find a random place, see what's in there. What can you find? What sort of power-ups can you give yourself to help out in your quest? That's a very dumb decision. But the other stuff, cosmetics, like it won't be a blip on my radar because I'm not an Assassin's Creed whale. I don't care what Edward Kenway looks like. I care that he's swinging his sword and assassinating people from behind and doing all that cool stuff. I won't. This is for the people, the Ubisoft diehards, however many remain, all 10 of them or whatever it is, that want to help the studio out. For whatever reason, is it
just charity? Because who is possibly like, oh yeah, I gotta have the Dragonstorm naval pack? That almost does feel like glorified charity, right?
Right, and then especially for Ubisoft, what are they making that they could put this towards? If you buy all these packs, are they finally going to finish Assassin's Creed Hex and put that out for us? Is that the deal? Do we have to spend $145 on this $60 game to get the next game that we actually want? Help us out here. It's a very bad look, a very weird situation at a time where people are already testy for obvious reasons. So this is just a bit of an own goal. Maybe if they even done it like sporadically, like one pack a week for 8 weeks, and then it's all out 2 months from now, but it came out in a steady stream, that might have lessened the blow a little bit. I know that the early reviews for College Football 27, we're dealing with a similar thing where some of the modes are so packed, or at least they're not requiring you to buy like XP boosts and stuff, but the way that they have laid out the experience system is so grindy that it's almost encouraging you to do these things. So people are giving EA a bunch of stuff too, as deserved. It's just a bad time to be doing these things, and they're doing it anyway, and they're getting called out for it, as they should.
Right. Now, even that call out period, I feel like it's mostly past, because there was at one point yesterday it was like, oh, the reviews say like mostly negative. That's already at mostly positive, and also the game reached like almost 100,000 concurrent players on Steam. And Assassin's Creed is a series that is going to do very well on console as well. Now the flip side of that is this game is going to sell that well. Is this stuff really necessary? But we know what it's about. It is about monetizing that super passionate sector of Assassin's Creed fans. It's kind of what all of these AAA games are going to lean to as they kind of fail to attract significant numbers of new fans. It's going to be about monetizing the most passionate current ones as much as possible. The other aspect of it is this isn't unusual for Ubisoft games and even a lot of other AAA games. There's a part of me that wonders a little bit how this one specifically broke containment as much as it did there for a moment. But I think everyone is maybe just in a bit of a sour mood in general and is extra sensitive to how shitty this stuff is, even if it seemed for a while we almost kind of became numb to it. I think that we are all beginning to feel the pain again.
Yes, I think Xbox's little adventure earlier this week has reinvigorated some of the loudest voices in the room, so that when something like this comes out, that's how it breaks containment, like you said.
Are you going to check this one out?
Eventually, it was my second favorite Assassin's Creed in the original run. Brotherhood's still my favorite. It's because I'm Italian, guys. But yeah, I do want to get into this and see the changes that they made.
I like 3 because I'm American.
Yeah. Oh, good for
Sorry,
you.
I just can't help it.
The 3 conventions over there, all 100 of you. Enjoy that. But no, I also like what I've read about how they are. It seems like they're planning to connect Shadows to this. With some like extra little riffs that are all around the world that sort of link that story together. That interests me. I've always had a small curiosity for the modern day timeline in Assassin's Creed. It went off the rails for a while, and the fact that they ended the core story of those who came before the Isu in a comic book is so stupid. But if they can sort of reinvigorate that a little bit and make the gameplay of the actual games a little more fun, a little more interesting, I think they could get me back. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a shot. I just bought Shadows on Switch 2. Maybe after that I'll give this a shot.
I think they're like de-emphasizing that real world. So because I think one of the things with Resynced is that they don't even have that in here anymore, that element of it, especially because in Black Flag, a lot of that stuff was story threads they started and then it didn't actually go anywhere because they kind of wrapped up a lot of it in 3 right before this.
This was the one where you were walking around the Ubisoft Abstergo studio, right?
Right, you're just kind of...
And Rogue had it as well.
Yeah, you're silent first-person protagonist. It's just
it's
a weird series. In some ways, it's weird that I like, but it's messy just from how quickly they had to make these things. And it is kind of a miracle when one of them is so good, like Black Flag.
Sure.
All right, John Carmack responds to id Software layoffs, admits Microsoft stewardship claim aging badly. This is by Andy Robinson, VGC. This is a quote from John Carmack. I've been trying to find something meaningful to say about the id Software layoffs. My Microsoft will probably be a good steward of the brand statement isn't aging well. This is certainly going to dampen the mood of the founder reunion at QuakeCon next month. People don't know John Carmack was a founder of id and did most of the coding and whatnot for its earliest games, including Doom. He continued, I'm saddened, but I can't muster anger or outrage over it. I don't have access to the books, but I suspect that id Software was a marginal business from Microsoft's perspective. I mean, what isn't from Microsoft's perspective? I believe the reports that Minecraft revenues have been carrying several other studios. To continue being produced long-term, games need to succeed, not just be beloved. Games are competing with every other option for spending your leisure time and money, and the competition is brutal. I don't think there is any obvious path that would have doubled the revenue from id games. Could they have gotten more of a different pricing strategy? Could they have created more things for fans to buy, like the Ubisoft route? Could they have cost-effectively marketed in a way that reached more players that would have loved and bought the games? Could they have changed the game designs and broadened the appeal to more players without alienating existing ones? Could they have produced the games at a lower cost, faster, cheaper? I really don't know. The game isn't over yet, and I hope the studio rallies through. This whole statement, I think there are some truths here, but a lot of it is a little... I think acting like all these Doom games are some like small little like cute hit only with mega fans is a little wild. Look, maybe the Dark Ages missed a little bit. Doom Eternal has over 120,000 reviews on Steam. That's huge. You don't get that many reviews, and it's that very positive without reaching a ton of players, right? Yes. So these Doom games absolutely can reach a crazy amount of people for whatever size that studio was, which wasn't some like significantly huge studio size. So I don't know. What are you taking away from all of this, Jason?
So there was an extra paragraph in his statement that was left out of the rundown here. I want to just say the first line of that right now. You can't rule out the possibility that executives are idiots, but that shouldn't be your default belief. Well, John, I have another quote for you. Better to be thought a fool and say nothing than to open your mouth and remove the doubt. What the fuck are you talking about, my man? This is very victim blaming. It's very, they should have done more. It's not their own fault, but hey, I get it. It wasn't exactly the most successful thing, so they had to go. Well, then why couldn't id spin off like Double Fine did? Why couldn't id have the opportunity to try to find a buyer like Compulsion and the other one?
I wonder if part of the reason is because with Compulsion and Double Fine, when they did that, they gave them the IP and their games back, and they were, I think, with those studios, they're like, yeah, sure. There's no way Microsoft is giving up the rights to Doom.
Right? No, never. It's one of the iconic gaming franchises. Most iconic gaming franchises ever. They would never. And Wolfenstein too, both of them.
Wolfenstein and Quake. So they're not going to just give those back.
Right. And id Indiana Jones, or is that now
Machine Games is, but they use id Tech for that game.
Right. They use the id Tech. Okay. So it all, just the whole thing seems completely unnecessary, which has been talked about numerous times by people smarter than me. But this guy, who is not smarter than me, as I am learning, just needs to shut the fuck up. It's shut the fuck up Friday, John Carmack, and you're invited. Step back, stop talking. If you're going to talk, take a cue from your boy Romero.
You're sad.
Say you're sad. Your boy, John Romero got it right. And all you need to know about those two is Romero's on Blue Sky, Carmack's on X. That tells that's kind of all right there. Yeah, shut up, Carmack. That's all I got.
I mean, I finally read through Masters of Doom not too long ago, and this is kind of the response I would have expected from him, from just what I learned about the fellow in that book. But people love to go to this whole like, well, games have to figure out a way to reach more people, and they're competing with everything, and maybe that stuff's true. If it is true, though, then pretty much all of AAA gaming is cooked. And maybe it is. Maybe it is. But if those things are the case, there's not a solution to those problems that I can think of. And we certainly aren't doing anything I can see to alleviate those problems. We are just continuing to drive people to these cheaper, free-to-play mega platforms like Fortnite and things like that. So I don't know what you could do with Doom, the Dark Ages, to only make it reach more people, except, again, like something Grub and I say, where it's doing trilogies these days, that's hard. People seem to kind of lose attention and interest after 2 games anymore these days. That maybe, like, if you're listening in the industry, maybe I implore you to maybe consider that, I suppose. But boy, I don't know.
Well, apparently the DLC is catered to the hardcore Doom fans. I haven't played it yet.
Right, that poor thing got overshadowed this week, huh?
In a hurry. It came out, yesterday? Right, I think is when it launched.
A couple of days ago, yeah.
Whatever it was the same day where the actual number of layoffs came out from the WARN Act. The game developer, I think, is the one that got that. So people are saying John Romero's statement has humanity behind it, and Carmack's just feels cold. I guess that kind of answers the questions of who authored what. Romero, I imagine, wrote his. Carmack probably got Grok to do it. Right?
Maybe. Like, I mean, it does. It is kind of in his emotionless, robotic voice. So I don't know. Yeah. Although I guess AI would be pretty good at replicating that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We are going to take a quick break. We'll come back with the rest of the headlines and the Bomb 12. Hold tight, everybody. All right, everybody, welcome back to Game Mess Mornings. Me, Jason Fanelli, is here as well. I just want to touch on this, that Layoffs hit GameSpot again. This is by Riley McLeod at Aftermath, who says, Layoffs once again hit games outlet GameSpot on Thursday. Owner Fandom cut the site's entire commerce team, as well as Vice President of Games and Entertainment Chris Grant. According to an affected worker, the cuts to commerce affects 4 staffers and 5 freelancers who covered deals posts, buying, and pre-order guides, and on occasion other topics. Layoffs are nothing new at GameSpot, with editor Mark Delaney noting on Blue Sky that the site has had 5 layoffs since Fandom purchased it, alongside other sites from previous owner Red Ventures in October 2022. too. I just want to say, Jason, that I am thinking of those impacted by it. It sucks, and it is constantly disheartening to see the way that games media has been kind of treated over the course of recent years, and GameSpot has been bearing a lot of that hurt in recent times.
Yes, I have had the extremely good fortune to be a GameSpot freelancer for now 5 years. April of 2021 is when I started freelancing with them. And I have seen the human reaction to stuff like this now every time it's happened, in the Slack chats and in the posts of people who are just dismayed that this keeps happening. And my heart aches for them. Good people, good, lovely people, both in the chat, just hanging out, talking about the news and the material that they wrote or produced, or the videos that they put out. Just wonderful, wonderful things. And it sucks. It sucks to not have those voices anymore. It sucks to not have a team who was grinding on the commerce side. Those pre-order guides are no joke, man. The commerce articles are no joke, between making sure the affiliate links are right and all the information's correct and everything's linking where it needs to go, and the product information. It takes a lot of work, and those guys and girls were doing incredible stuff there. GameSpot in particular, somebody wrote this, not me, like you said, has bared a brunt to this, not only from the layoff perspective, but being passed around from corporate owner to corporate owner, who clearly struggles to understand what this business is. Now, granted, there are things happening around it that sort of affect the business. Google's, oops, what's the algorithm going to do today doesn't help. But there are good and thoughtful people on that editorial team, or that were on that editorial team or entertainment team or commerce team, who have great things to say. And now they will lose what was at one time the second largest platform for games. I think that's fair. Like, would you say that?
Oh gosh, I mean that's a part of it. Obviously that human element is the most important thing here. But GameSpot was, growing up as somebody who was online pretty early and loved going to game websites. So, yeah, I mean GameSpot was first in my mind for a very long time. Even over IGN. I remember IGN kind of overtaking it in prominence there, but GameSpot was always important.
Yeah, and the only other thing I'm going to add is, as far as I know right now, I am still part. I was not one of those freelancers because I'm not on the commerce team. I'm on the news and features thing. So as far as I know right now, I am still part of that, and I will continue as I can to wear that banner for the people that aren't there anymore, who can't write for it anymore, and I will miss them every day. There are some names that I still wish that I worked with, that are moving on to better things, and that content should be part of GameSpot, and GameSpot should be huge. And because of decisions made outside of the control of the people whose names are on the bylines, they're not, and it sucks. I have a lot of love for GameSpot and Tam and what he's doing there, and I hope that it can continue. But it's just one more layer on this shit cake that we were served this week, and have been served for the better part of 3 years.
All right, next up here, Bethesda union workers will hold rallies next week protesting mass layoffs. This is by Rebecca Valentine at Kotaku. Bethesda Game Studios union workers are preparing for a major rally action next week in protest of the recent wave of Xbox layoffs that impacted 440 union workers across both Bethesda and ZeniMax. One BGS, the CWA-affiliated Bethesda Game Studios union, which represents workers behind games such as Fallout, Starfield, and The Elder Scrolls, is planning marches outside the studio's 4 locations in Montreal, Canada, Rockville, Maryland, and in Austin and Dallas, Texas on July 15th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a quote now. "The company wants us to accept this as a done deal and quietly disappear. We won't let that happen. Our next steps are to mobilize. We need every single member visible and unified. To that end, we are announcing our Save Our Devs March across all studios on July 15th. We need to show management right now that we mean business, so they will properly take care of our fellow coworkers today and think twice before ever attempting something like this again. Stay strong, look out for one another, and we look forward to seeing us all together on the 15th. According to 1BGS, a total of 440 union positions were eliminated across the Bethesda and ZeniMax unions during the mass layoffs earlier this week. WARN Act notices have offered further detail on the impact to studios as a whole, revealing that 96 individuals at id Software were let go, 40 remote workers also reporting into the Dallas studio, and 22 at BGS Austin, as well as 213 employees at ZeniMax Online in Maryland working on the Elder Scrolls Online, and another 166 at ZeniMax Media. The layoffs impacted a total of roughly 1,600 workers within Xbox alone and 4,800 across all of Microsoft together. Another 1,600 layoffs are expected at Xbox in the coming 12 months. Xbox has undergone at least one mass layoff a year for the last 3 years. I mean, they want to hang that sword of Damocles above all of them about the, another 1,600 layoffs coming out. Yeah, fucking get out there and march and do something, right?
Yes, absolutely. I could not endorse this any more. It's about time. Like it's overdue. And the fact that Bethesda has the ability to organize like this and get their people out there is a wonderful thing. I would be there in Maryland. That's the closest one. And I found out that a friend of mine who I worked with at in the gaming retail trenches in the late 2000s, who moved to Maryland to join Bethesda, was indeed affected by this. I would be standing next to her and her husband and all of them if I could. But I will be sharing whatever I can, shouting from my social media in support of this. And I hope other studios get the message that they can do this. I know that the execs, the C-suites would have you believe that doing this is dangerous to your job, but doing your job is dangerous to your job at this point. So what other options do you have? Get out there, start screaming, and say, look, we're not going to put up with this anymore. And if enough people do that, enough people get the message, maybe in some idyllic glass half full world that I'm envisioning in my head, things will start to turn around. But right now, this is all we can do. And I'm glad that they're doing it.
Right, absolutely. And, as far as the future slate for things at Xbox, I struggle to think of one that should be or could be more important than the Elder Scrolls 6. So you think that there would be pretty decent power within Bethesda, and yet they are, they've been treated pretty poorly in all of them. Not that anyone's been treated fairly with these layoffs and things like that, but all of this coming to Bethesda, a studio that, they aren't one that needed to sell to Xbox, right? They could have probably been fine on their own, perhaps for the most part. It wasn't like something like with Double Fine where they were like, yeah, if it was for Xbox, we probably would have gone under. Bethesda was plenty big on its own. So yeah, I hope that this sends some kind of message. I mean, for crying out loud, they got to think a little bit about the morale of these studios and just how miserable everybody at Bethesda must be. And on the other end of that, they're all looking at working on games that aren't going to be coming out until another 5 years at most. So they're just going to be in the freaking development mines for a long time with this cloud kind of hanging over all of them. So yeah, absolutely get out there, march and demonstrate and try to get a message across. I know it seems like these people are all tone deaf oafs, but we still got to get out there and do what we can.
That's right.
All right, Mewtwo, here we go. Here's a fun one finally. Mewtwo takes over Times Square as Pokemon recreates the original Pokemon Go trailer. This is by Jordan Midler at VGC. The Pokemon Company has recreated the first Pokemon Go trailer for its 10th anniversary by taking over Times Square with a Mewtwo raid. As part of the Pokemon Go 10th anniversary celebration taking place in New York City, the Pokemon Company took over several billboards in Manhattan's Times Square. In doing this, Pokemon recreated the final shots of the original Pokemon Go announcement trailer, which saw hundreds of players battling Mewtwo in New York's famous hub. The event began with the trainer playing across almost all of the New York landmarks' famous screens. Following this, players in attendance were able to take on Mewtwo in-game and receive a special version of the Pokemon only available at the Times Square event. Players took part in the Unity Raid, which sees thousands of players take on one Pokemon. The event also marked the introduction of Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y into the game. Players can take them on as part of a new Super Mega Raids, which require high-level Pokemon. Super Mega Raids require 8 or more trainers to participate in. I don't know if you saw any of the videos of this, Jason, but it looks pretty freaking neat.
It did. It looked like a lot of fun. I saw a couple of reels on Instagram from a guy I follow in England, Mayplays TV. It looked like they had a blast, and what a really cool idea to recreate the original trailer and then have the Mewtwo raid. I did see some grumbling that the Pokemon that they caught in there is like specific to this event, and that specific Pokemon will not be available anywhere else. So like if you're one of the few competitive Pokemon Go battle players, this was the only way to get this Mega Mewtwo.
Yeah,
right?
I always have mixed feelings about those things, right? It's like, yeah, I get that you feel like FOMO, but there's got to be something special about being able to be at one of these things.
Yeah. And if I had known about it, I might have tried to drive 2 hours and get up there. But I haven't played Pokemon Go in probably 2 or 3 years. And then that recent report that that the data was being used for military drones kind of kept me out of
right.
But,
God.
Yeah. So,
we still have that angle. Gosh, this is supposed to be my fun story, Jason. This was my fun story. Damn it.
No fun Friday. Not allowed to have fun this week. No, I'm kidding. But no, but in all honesty, it looked like a blast for the people that are playing it. It looked like a lot of fun. And the fact that the Pokemon Company has the sway to take over Times Square is pretty impressive. Yeah, if you ask me. But hey, good for them. I hope that special Pokemon in there is everything that they want it to be and more. And they get to take it back to their home regions and use it against their friends or against the Pokemon in their communities. Good for them.
I opened up Pokemon Go for the first time in a long time because I was at the Cleveland Guardians game last week.
Cool.
And I got there and it was like, it's Pokemon Go Day. I'm like, what? What do you mean it's Pokemon Go Day? So I like all that meant was there's Pikachu and Cubone just kind of on the screen constantly. And when I spun like the things in the game, sometimes I'll get a Cleveland Guardians hat, not as like a cosmetic, but as a currency. I don't know what I was supposed to do with them. And then during the hot dog race, Pikachu showed up and caused shenanigans during that. So
okay, sure.
Yeah. So, Pokemon Go Day. That game's 10 years old now. That's wild. 10 years ago was that summer of 2016 when we were all outside playing Pokemon Go. It feels like a million years ago now.
It does. Remember when everyone was out there trespassing on people's lawns and in cemeteries and all that stuff trying to catch Pokemon? That shit. What a summer that was. I had just had a kid, so I wasn't going too far. Yeah. My daughter was born in April of that year. So, but I caught a lot of Pokemon in my backyard. I'll tell you that. That was a good.
Oh, sure.
It was a good run, that game. That's a good run. And the fact that it's still going strong 10 years later, you don't really see that much, if at all, anymore.
Yeah,
so.
It's a few of the big mobile hits. And the other ones managed to do it without the drone data. So I guess even better job to them. I suppose. I'm sure they're also up to something nefarious. My Pokemon Go story was that the one day we were all going to walk around our town. But before that, we were watching Lord of the Rings. And I got too sad and excited during Gandalf's speech about dying and going to the afterlife that I did a bunch of shots. So I was just drunk, and I started yelling at the kids who were on the yellow team because I thought that was a team for losers. So yeah, so it was a little bit of public belligerent intoxication from me that day. Oh, and then another friend had like a dog, and the dog had an injured leg, so the dog was in like a baby carriage, and I found this very funny in my state at the time. So. I maybe did a lot of pointing and laughing at that moment.
So you're yelling at children and laughing at hurt dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Minotti. I don't know, man.
Tequila, okay? Okay. All right.
Mike I can't even get it out. Mike, nope, that's not there. It's not there. It's not there. I don't know what I was
If the
going to say.
dog's hurt, leave the dog at home. God, let him sleep. Don't put him in a baby carriage for the Pokemon Go event.
Hey, maybe he played too. Did he have his little paw on the phone? Was he shaking to catch the Pokemon? Maybe the dog was having a good time. You don't know. Mike Minotti. There it is. Thank you, Bubsy.
Believe it or not, the dog looked miserable. All right. The last story here. This is a deeply odd state of affairs. Tech experts slam Activision's low-effort Call of Duty Black Ops PlayStation 5 port. This is by Wesley Yinpool at IGN talking about Digital Foundry's video. Activision's port of the much-loved Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2 on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 immediately raised eyebrows for their price, $40 each, but they come under fire for their disappointing graphics performance too. The tech experts at Digital Foundry have taken a look at the port of the original 2010 Black Ops to PlayStation and had a few choice words to say about the work Activision put into it. Chief among their complaints is the fact that Black Ops port runs at 1080p, not 4K, despite being a 16-year-old game that began life on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Not only that, there's no anti-aliasing. Digital Foundry also criticized the frame rate, which is limited to 60 hertz even on PlayStation 5. A 1080p 60 presentation would be potentially acceptable for the PlayStation 4 version, and there is one, but for a brand new PS5 conversion, it's disappointingly poor and well below what the hardware is capable of. Digital Foundry said they continue. For a native PS5 title and a somewhat high-profile port, this is a deeply odd state of affairs. Even the game's obvious visual blemishes are preserved. Shadow quality was necessarily poor back in the day, but why preserve that problem in the present day when so much more graphics horsepower is available? There's one silver lining. The PS5 and PS4 versions are better than the one currently accessible on Series X and S and Xbox One via backwards compatibility, which sticks to the original Xbox 360 resolution of 608p. There are no Xbox enhancements at all. Yeah, that is weird. Why bother to bring out these two old Call of Duty games, which are pretty beloved, and not do a little bit more work on them?
Well, because people are going to blindly buy them, and they're not going to realize that they're shit ports until they're already playing them, and they're like, "Wait a minute, this looks exactly the same as it did when I was, when it originally came out in 2010." Now, is that? Like, it could have something to do if it's the PS3 port with the whole weird PS3 technology thing that kept Metal Gear Solid 4 under lock and key until this August.
Is this about the cell processor? Is that what you're trying to bring cell?
Yeah, is it that, or did they just want to get out a port that they knew that would make a bunch of money, sight unseen, no questions asked? And that's what they did. I think the latter has more to do with it, but the former might be a way for them to spin it. I don't know. I don't know that I am surprised by anything that Activision and their superiors do. I've been saying that about Activision for 2 decades now, probably. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they were told to cut corners or get it out quick, just to add a little bit of extra money to the coffers. That wouldn't surprise people at all.
Right, and if that was the case, you can see how 1080p 60 frames per second, get there, and that's good enough. You can see that being the case. I do want to say, I said based on a Digital Foundry video, a story, just an article for Digital Foundry on this at the moment. Yes.
Real quick, I have a couple things to add to this one, because I was curious about this one, Mike. This was announced I think like a month ago with zero fanfare that would be Iron Galaxy just porting it over. Jeff might have mentioned it here on the show. So it seems like this may have been a quick and dirty port job from Iron Galaxy. Maybe low budget, hence why it's the most basic of ports. But also, I don't think you mentioned the real kicker for this story. You have to buy the DLC again.
Yeah, that's just wild for a game that's 16 years old. So right. Each game costs $40, and then there is a separate season pass for both of them priced at $30. So to get both these games with all of the DLC, it's $140. Who still charges for the individual DLC? This is a weird trend that's been popping up again. Even that new Dead or Alive release of 6, was doing it.
Yeah,
What,
yeah,
what are we
yeah.
talking about? If your game's over 10 years old, frankly, if your game's over 5 years old, you don't charge for the DLC anymore if you're making some new version of it. That shit should just be there.
Yes, it should. There's a reason they have complete editions, right? Especially for
Right.
older games like this. If Lies of Friggin' P can get a complete edition, and that game is what, 3 years old?
Right.
Maybe. Why can't this just smacks of cheap cash grab, and I don't like to use that term. I feel like it's overused by the detractors of this industry. But this one does not pass the smell test for that. I think it absolutely is a quick and easy slap job just to get some extra money in.
Now, there is like a massive discount on that if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber. So I don't know. Maybe the point is to get more people on. I don't know. That's incredibly weird and greedy. And yeah, these absolutely seem very quick and easy. I'm glad Iron Galaxy is getting work. I wish it was to make more Tony Hawk stuff, but.
Where's Dive Kick 2?
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, that's it for our headlines. Let's look at the results of yesterday's poll, which was, are you excited for a new Fallout game from Obsidian? 47% said not under the circumstances. 37% said yes, and 16% said no. Yeah, I mean, it's this weird situation, Jason, where I thought for years it would make sense to just have Obsidian make a new Fallout game, and we finally got there in the shittiest way possible.
Yeah, we did, and I am very resoundingly in the 47%. In any other circumstance, this would be what took you so long. Now it's we know what you're doing here. And that's a shame. This is a dream project for many, many people that the minds. Well, then again, is it the minds behind Fallout New Vegas? Besides Josh Schroyer, how many of those people are still there? Right? Because you've laid them all off. So it could be. I mean, if he's there, I expect it'll still be fine. But they have a lot of goodwill to make up before I will ever be excited for, frankly, anything Xbox again. You know what I mean? Like it's this since like the end of Summer Game Fest, when it became abundantly clear what that Glaze job was, I have just had this very poor opinion of everything that's going on there. And it's going to take a lot for them to right that ship if they're even interested in it. At this point, I almost hope that the spin-off or sell the Xbox brand and get out of video games is what's going to happen. It's not. I know it's not. But that's what I want.
And even then, who's going to buy Xbox, right? Because I have a few names on the short list, and I'm not particularly excited about any of those that I can think of. Correct. Right. So, all right. The Bomb 12. I don't have a fancy graphic for you all, but I did have Grub text me what they are, so I'm just going to read those to you all right now. Here we go, everybody. These are the video games that you are all playing or talking about as voted by you on giantbomb.com. Number 12 is Hades 2.
No, it's not.
What? His document says it is. What the hell is this? What is
this? It's a three-way tie, so I'm saying it's Final Fantasy VII Remake, Mike.
It's a three-way tie.
Oh, look at that. It is a three-way tie. Okay. Oh, and we get to just pick one at that point. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's definitely Final Fantasy VII Remake. Good call.
Good call.
Which also means, I do want to say that Adventures of Elliot was in that tie list thing also. That seems a little early for that one to fall off as much as it did for such a new game. I don't know. Number 11 is TerraTech Legion. This will probably have been my pick for the week.
I attribute its appearance on this list specifically to Dan Reichert. He has done so much free PR for that game. It looks incredible.
Number 10 is Dizzy, the Ultimate Cartoon Adventure. The egg game?
Egg?
The egg?
Delicious egg?
The Dizzy's on here? What the hell? Number 9 is Pragmata. Whoa.
Is that a Chuck Kowski?
Chuck. What was going on with that? What was that?
Well, that's going to be fun to edit later. Thanks, Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
What was with the audio on that one?
He just chucked up this show, didn't he?
That was Pragmata.
Leave me hanging.
8 is Fox Quest 2. What the hell is that?
Incredible.
What the hell is that? 7 is Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. So there you go. I think both of those actually have pretty good Steam sale discounts, which is why they're maybe showing up once again. 6 is Destiny 2. So people, going back to check that out when the kind of final update, which apparently is a great update for a game that will never get another update again. 5 is Star Fox. Yep. I've been enjoying Star Fox Quest 6. 4, Forza Horizon 6. Still doing very well there. 3 is Marathon. Boy, that seems pretty high still for Marathon. 2 is 007 First Light. And 1 is Mina the Hollower still. Our community, they didn't get my memo that the game's mid. It's not mid. But you know what I mean? Other people, people seem to really still be hanging on to Mina the Hollower. So that's good. That's nice.
I have to get back into that. I enjoyed a lot of it, and then other things happened and other games came out. So I really want to sit and dig into that one, because as much as I don't like the game unforgiving Souls-like games like this, for some reason putting it in the Game Boy Color aesthetic has completely absolved any issues I had with it, and now I just want to play it all the time. So yeah.
Fox Quest 2. In this game you play as Fuck, and you get to use crappy weapons and talk to horrible NPCs and find the Bible crystals and explore my game and find secrets and play further to see what the next part of the game
Mike,
is.
I can't believe you don't know about Phil Salvador's own Fox Quest 2.
This
How
is Phil
dare you?
Salvador.
He has been petitioning for this game to be on the bottom 12 for the past month, and you know what? By golly, he's getting it there every week.
Well, congratulations. Well done. You did it. All righty here. That's it, everybody. We did it. We got through.
I wanted to apologize to you guys for using the wrong microphone. Sean, I'm really sorry.
Thank you, Chuck.
Disney, the ultimate cartoon adventure. It's so good.
Oh, that's why he was so. It was the wrong mic, and he was screaming about Dizzy.
Of course, a Disney fan would come in here with the wrong microphone.
There are Dizzy fans.
I mean, mostly over in Europe. But,
I was about to say, aren't they all in Europe?
Yeah.
That fucking egg.
Fucking egg.
Hey, everybody. Jeff Grubb will be back next week. I think. I don't know. Maybe he's never coming back. I hope he comes back. This is hard. This is hard work he does here. But happy to fill in for him, even during this week.
You did a good job. Round of applause to chat for Mikey.
Thank you very much
for Mikey. Very good stuff.
Thank you, Jason, for joining me today. Thank you for all of my guests this week for helping me get through all of this. I hope you all have a great weekend, everybody. We got UPF popping off in a couple hours, so I believe we have a grab bag of fun things planned for you all. See you then. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.